Okay, great. Thanks for confirming. So this is our very first demo for data engineering with the Google Cloud Platform. Hope you all can see my screen. Okay, so welcome to the session today. I'm really sorry. There is some audio issue from my end, but it's good now. Yeah. So in this session, what I'm going to tell you is that we are going to see what is data engineering and what is the role of a data engineer. We will try to see. And after that, I will talk about what is Google Cloud Platform, what is the advantage of using the Google Cloud Platform over the other cloud platforms, and we will also talk about the detailed course curriculum and what are the course timings, such as the timings, notes, recordings, all of these details also we will try to talk about. Right, so this is an agenda for today's session, guys. We are going to talk about what is data engineering, after that the Google Cloud Platform overview, detailed course curriculum, and the course details. And before we start the session, there can be some of the questions people might be having it, so such as like, sir, uh, can I learn this course? From this course, how would I get a job? Right, and what about my current experience? And some people may be having a doubt saying that, sir, I do not know cloud at all, but is it easy for me to learn it? And some people will be able to have a doubt that will I be able to do it or not? And there can be a plenty of questions also, such as, does it make sense to my profile to do it? So such kind of a questions you will be having it, guys. So some people coming from some other area, some other field, such as testing background or a support background, or a different backgrounds, and they may be having such kind of a questions. And if I want you to answer these questions, we will try to answer all of these questions by the end of the session, so that you guys get some idea. Right, by the end of the session I'll be try to answer all of these questions, so that you get some clarity on this. Right, so there can be few more questions also you will be having it, so that what I will do, I'll give time to you, so that if you can ask me, I'll try to answer those questions as well. Right, so this is what we will do, this is what is the process that we will follow. And before me starting the session, I'll try to introduce myself first. My name is Shaik Saidhul. I'm currently working as a solution architect contact full time. I'm also working at consultant at a contractor at Databricks. And coming to my education, I'm a master's degree from NIT Trichy. I do have total 8 years of experience into the data and AI field. Coming to my certifications, I have done 2 certifications in GCP, 2 certifications in Azure, and 2 certifications in Databricks, and I have few certifications related to the Python and Terraform as well. So these many certifications that I have, guys. Few more also there, but I just don't wanted to mention it here. Yeah. So this is all about me, guys. So now let us start the very first topic, that is what is data engineering, and we will try to understand why data engineering is needed. What is the importance of the data engineering? Let us try to understand first. To do that, you might be having already know that we are getting the data from multiple applications. The data may be generated at an application, or the data may be coming from some file format, or the data may be coming from some databases, or the data may be coming from some IoT devices. So you have the data that is coming from these multiple data sources, I would say. The data is coming from these multiple data sources. Can you tell me what is the advantage of this data? Or if you do not have any advantage, can we just remove it? Can anyone tell me what is the advantage of this data? Or if you do not have any use of this data, then why do we store it? We'll just delete it. Can anyone tell me what is the use of this data? Can anyone guess it? Okay. So a data, whatever that is coming from these multiple data sources, is very much important for the business. So this data, if we try to understand this data, if we try to understand this data, this will give you some kind of insights. These insights are very useful for the business improvement. So that's the reason people usually call it as data is nothing but money. So data is nothing but money. So whenever we have a data that is coming from the multiple data sources, if we try to understand the data or analyze the data, if we try to understand the data or analyze the data, these analysis will try to give us some kind of insights. Those insights are very useful for the business improvement. Those insights are very useful for the business improvement. So that is the reason we never delete such a kind of a data. These are the data sources, applications, files, databases. So when you have a plenty of the data sources, so if I wanted to improve my business, I need to analyze the data so that it gives me some insights. So if I wanted to understand the data or analyze the data, we need to do few things, such as a data engineering process, we need to do few things, because this application may be running in some server, these files are coming from some other location, the databases may be running in some other machines, this IoT devices data coming from some other different locations. So when your data is coming from the multiple locations, if you wanted to analyze the data and get some kind of a insights, you need to put that into a one single location first. You need to extract the data from these multiple data sources and store it into a one single location, that is usually called as a data lake, right? So we extract the data from these multiple data sources, we first store it into a single location called a data lake. A data lake is one of the large repository where entire data is stored in a raw format itself. So once the data is there in the data lake, so for example, the application data we have stored here as a JSON format. The files are maybe CSV, databases maybe some other CSV, IoT maybe some Parquet. So a different data sources data we are just storing it here in a data lake in the raw format. Tell me, can we directly use this data for the analysis purpose? Can you guys tell me, can we directly use this data for the analysis purpose or not? Now the data is there in a single location in the data lake. Can you guys guess it? Sir, can we directly use this data for understanding it or analyze it? Can anyone tell me? Would anyone like to answer the question? Can we use this data? Can we use this raw data for the analysis purpose? No, we cannot use it, right? So because this is a raw data, the raw data may be having plenty of the problems, right? The raw data may be having plenty of the problems, such as it may be having some kind of a duplicates, it may be having some kind of a null values, it may be having unnecessary data, and maybe having some additional columns, or maybe having some other issues. So whenever we are having the data that is coming from the raw data sources, this data directly cannot use it for the analysis purpose. because of it may be having the duplicates, maybe having the null values, maybe having the unnecessary data or unnecessary columns, maybe the different format. So that is the reason before we do the analysis, we try to process the data most of the times. We do a data processing with the help of the different tools called Spark or Apache Beam or Databricks, or many tools are there where we are going to use those frameworks and we are going to process the data. And what we are doing in the processing, we try to remove the duplicates, we try to handle the null values, we try to remove the unnecessary data. So such kind of a processing that we are going to do here, that means we are adding some kind of a value to the data. What we are doing, we are trying to add some kind of a value to the data so that that data can be used for the analysis purpose in the data warehouse. We send this data to the data warehouse where this data can be used for the analysis purpose. This data can be used for the analysis purpose in the data warehouse with a simple language called SQL. In the SQL, we are going to, with the help of the SQL, we are going to analyze the data and we are going to create a plenty of analysis tables. Once we do the analysis, we create a tables. Those tables are going to be very useful for the downstream such as the BI or the ML or the data scientist or the machine learning groups or any other groups. So we extract the data from these multiple data sources, we store it here, we process it here, we analyze it here, we send the data to the downstreams. Okay, we send this data to the downstream. Now the downstream can be able to use some kind of a BI. In the BI, they will be trying to create some dashboards or reports on top of your data only. Some machine learning model can be created. A data scientist utilize this data to find the future trends. A business groups can directly use this data to take a decision. So this data is very useful. So this is what is called as a data engineering. In a data engineering, you will be having a multiple data sources. You extract the data from the multiple data sources, store it in a single location called data lake. You try to do the data processing to add the value to the data by removing the duplicates, handling the null values, removing the unnecessary data, and send this data to the warehouses where we do the analysis thoroughly. These analysis reports are sent to the BI or ML or data scientists or business groups for the further analysis purpose or decision making purpose. So during this process, we also take care of the data governance and monitoring, which makes sure that the data is accurate and complete throughout the platform. Which we make sure that the data is accurate and complete throughout the platform with the help of the data governance. Because whatever the data that we are working on, it should be accurate and complete in each and every platform. So that's the reason data governance is to talk about the quality of the data, right? So this is what is data engineering, everyone. This is what is data engineering. Give me 1 minute. Sorry guys, I hope you all can hear me. So in a data engineering, we get the data from the multiple data sources, we store it in a single location called data lake, we process it, analyze it, send the data to the downstream, and we also take care of the quality of the data with the help of the data governance and monitoring. So that is what is data engineering, everyone. Now I hope you guys are getting some idea. Okay, so what is data engineering? It is a process of collecting the data, organizing the data, preparing the large amounts of the data for the analysis purpose. And during this system, it involves designing and building the systems and infrastructure that allow the data to be captured, stored, processed, and accessed automatically and efficiently. That means we are not going to do the things manually, because we are not dealing with the 1 GB data, 2 GB data. We're dealing with a huge amounts of the data. We wanted to create the pipelines which is running in an automated fashion. So that's what it means. We are going to design and build the systems and infrastructure that allow the data to be captured, stored, processed, and accessed efficiently. Right? So this is what is data engineering, everyone. It is a process of collecting the data, organizing the data, preparing the large amounts of the data so that it can be used for the analysis purpose. Right? So this is what is data engineering. So these many different areas we are going to work on. Sir, what is the role of a data engineer, sir? Then a data engineer will be working on the data ingestion. A data engineer work on the data storage and management. A data engineer works on the data processing. Data engineer may work on the data quality and governance. Data engineer works on the data pipelines. Data engineer works on the performance optimization. Data engineer may work on the monitoring and maintenance. So these are the different activities that the data engineer do on a daily basis. One of the data engineer may work on the data ingestion activities. How do we extract the data? How do we ingest the data? What are the different techniques? One data engineer may work on the data storage and data management, finding a better solution with data storage. And how do we manage the data? Access control. All of those details will becomes under the data storage and management. Data processing. How do we process the data? What tools we are going to use it? What frameworks we are going to use it? What programming languages that we are going to use it? All of those things comes under the data processing. Data quality and governance, making sure that the quality of the data is enough. Data pipelines. As I told you, we are not going to do the things manually. Everything has to be created and automated using the data pipelines. There are multiple tools are there to create the data pipelines. In our upcoming sessions, we are going to see a plenty of the tools as well. And performance optimization is one of the important aspect. The moment you go for an interview, they are going to ask at least one or two questions on the performance optimization itself. A performance optimization is making sure that whatever the query that you have created or the code that you have created or a pipeline, it should be running in an optimized fashion. If it is not running in an optimized fashion, that's where the performance problems are there. So you need to make sure that all your code and pipelines are running in an optimized time. So that is what we call it as a performance optimization. Very important topic. And there's a one more topic, final topic, that is monitoring and maintenance. So that is nothing but making sure that all your pipelines are correctly running. If one of the pipeline is failed, we need to act it accordingly. Otherwise, the downstream gets the wrong data. So whenever the pipeline is failed, that means the downstream people are not getting the correct data. That's where the problem is. So make sure that all your pipelines are monitored properly and maintained properly with all the upgrades and patches. Right? So that is what we call it as a one more activity for the data engineer. So this is what is the role of a data engineer, sir. This is what is data engineer do every day. All of these topics in a very detail with the different tools, with the different activities and assignments and projects and pipelines, we are going to see it in our upcoming sessions. This is an idea that I wanted to give it to you guys. This is an idea that I wanted to give it to you, and we are going to work on these areas in our upcoming sessions in a very, very detailed way. So this is all about data engineering. Sorry. This is all about data engineering. Now, I would like to tell you about the Google Cloud Platform also first. Sir, can anyone tell me what are the different cloud platforms available? What are the different cloud platforms available in the market, if you know already?
AWS, Azure,
Correct.
GCS. Three most of them.
Correct. AWS. Maybe I'll just go to my paint. So we have AWS, yes, and we have Azure, we have GCP. So these are the different cloud platforms available over the market. Sir, what are these? These are the cloud providers, isn't it? Sir, these are the three leading cloud providers that are there in the market. Sir, cloud providers, what they do? Cloud providers, what they provide us, guys? What the cloud providers provides us?
data security,
Correct. Correct. So in a simple words, so cloud providers provides us the cloud computing services, right?
Yeah.
They provides us the cloud computing services. And what is the advantage of these services is that these services are very useful for us to, well, these services are very useful for us to store the data, process the data, analyze the data, visualize the data, isn't it? Visualize the data, monitor the data, all of these things. Okay, not only that, you can build an application, deploy the application, scale the application, and log the application, monitor the application, all of these things. Again, if a machine learning model is there, create machine learning ML model, deploy it, register it, scale it, right? If a networking also, for networking, so for networking engineer, create VPCs, subnets, or load balancers, or some other activities related to the networking components. So what they are doing, guys, in a simple words, they are providing us the cloud computing services, right? So for example, just look at here, sir, if I give you some 100 terabytes of the data, 100 terabytes of the data, how do you store it, guys? Tell me, how do you store it? If you do not have a cloud, and think about it and tell me, if you do not have a cloud platforms, sir, I have 100 terabytes of the data, I wanted to store the entire data, so how do we store it? Can anyone guess it?
That usually that we can do it in our local system, but local server and all. But it's really highly uh, it's a very poor manner. Like it's a
Yeah,
very costly and difficult to maintain.
correct. So when I have 100 terabytes of the data with me, if I do not have a cloud platform, what I will do is that I have to buy a plenty of machines, isn't it? I have to buy plenty of the machines first, because in a single machine I cannot be able to store 100 terabytes of the data. I have to buy plenty of the machines. I have to install the operating system on all of them, and after that I have to assign the storage to them. I have to assign the storage, assign the backup, okay, and configure the network, and all the things, any other libraries or whatever, if you wanted to install it. After you complete all the libraries also, so once your entire systems are as ready as per the standard, what you do, that's where you're going to get this entire data and store it here, right? So you are going to buy plenty of the machines and you are going to connect it together, and you are going to install the operating system, assigning the storage, assigning the backup, configure the networks and libraries. So this itself will take a lot of time. Do you guys agree? And not only that, a lot of effort that we are putting, and lot of money also we are spending. So see, when you are doing the things in a traditional method, this is called as a traditional method. When you are following the traditional method, you yourself have to, or your company has to purchase all of these machines first. All of these machines you have to purchase, and then you have to configure the systems with the help of the operating system, storage, backup, networking, or any other modules or libraries that are required. You are going to do it. Once everything is ready as per the standards, then only you go for the storage. Then only you go for the storage. So if I look at this particular activity, we are spending a lot of time here purchasing the things and delivering the things. And we are putting a lot of effort to making sure that they are connected, and they are connected over the network, and assigning the storage, backup, and all of those things. And we are putting a lot of money into it to buy these things and recruit those people who can do all of this activity for us, right?
Excuse me,
This is a more a traditional method of doing it. So
sir.
instead, can we do any other things in the cloud? Yes, please.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. We're only it's on purely online. Like only three people are here, right? Is apart from you, sir?
N-
Is it someone
No, no,
else?
no,
Or?
no. Other people are also here. No worries. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead. I mean, I just thought most of us. I mean, I believe all of us are having basic idea about cloud computing and all.
No, no,
If
no,
I
no.
am not wrong,
No, no, no,
then
no.
sorry to
Let's
interrupt.
go
Please
with
go
it.
ahead.
Yeah, please.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So, here, when you have a traditional methodology, when you are going for a traditional methodology, we have to follow all of these activities, right? Which takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money. So instead, can we do anything in the cloud? So that's where the cloud platforms came into the picture, and they are going to give us a benefit of, instead of putting a lot of time, we can just go to the cloud and find a suitable service. We need to find a suitable service, a cloud computing service that we are talking about, that we can just store there directly. So rest of the activities, all the architectural activities or infrastructure activities are taken care by the cloud platforms itself. So we don't need to worry about it. So here you may be spending a lot of time, lot of money, and lot of effort. Here it is, if you go to the cloud platforms, we need to just find a suitable service that is required for us to store the data. And once you find a suitable service, you just go and store there. It is hardly 5 to 10 minutes of activity which you are spending here days, weeks, and months also in the traditional methodology. So that's how what the cloud providers provides is that they are going to provide you the cloud computing services. Okay, so Azure, AWS, and GCP, these are the three leading cloud providers. They provide you the cloud computing services, and these services are very useful for the organizations to fulfill their project requirement. Fulfill their project requirement. So that's the main reason that most of the companies are looking towards the cloud platforms. They are moving everything from their on-premises or traditional methodologies to the cloud, because they are going to provide you almost all the services for your project requirement fulfilling purpose. If you wanted to store the data, you have a cloud computing service. Processing the data, one service. Analyzing the data, one more service. Visualizing the data. So you have a plenty of the services available in the cloud, which are very useful for the organizations to do all of these activities. So one of such cloud platform is what, sir, if you ask me, that is Google Cloud Platform. One of such cloud platform is a Google Cloud Platform. So Google Cloud Platform is one of the leading cloud provider to provide you the cloud computing services for build your application, scale your application, and deploy your applications in the Google's network and data centers. Right? So that is what is Google Cloud Platform, everyone, if you wanted to see. So Google Cloud Platform is a suite of cloud computing services provided by the Google that offers a range of products and solutions to help the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, and scale the applications and services in the cloud. And these services are highly reliable and secure and scalable infrastructure that enables businesses to leverage the power of Google's extensive global network and data centers. So what is Google Cloud Platform in a simple words? It is a leading cloud provider. They provide you the cloud computing services for the organizations. And these services are reliable, secure, and scalable infrastructure. And these data centers are available throughout the world. Even in India also we have two data centers, guys, in Mumbai as well as Delhi. In India, we have a Google's data centers are there, GCP data centers are there, that in Mumbai and in Delhi. So that we can make use of these data centers to deploy our resources. Right? So this is what is Google Cloud Platform, everyone. So what are those services? Can you say few of the services? So if you wanted to see, there are plenty of the services, guys. If you actually go to, let me take you to the Google Cloud Platform once. All products. So there are plenty of the products. More than 4,500 products are there in the Google's marketplace. So for every activity that you wanted to do it, if you wanted to take care of the management, you have a management services. Compute, you have a compute services. Storage services. Analytics services. So networking service. So for every category that you wanted to do it, you have a different services available over the Google Cloud Platform, everyone. If one wanted to analyze the data, if they are looking for a computer resources, if they are looking for a analytics resources, storage resources, everything is available in the Google Cloud Platform. One can come to the GCP and they can able to do it. Okay, so those are the few of the services that I have categorized here for your knowledge purpose. So there are compute services, identity and security services, management tools, networking, big data, storage and database services, and machine learning services. So these are the wide variety of the services that the GCP is actually talking about. So this is called as a service portfolio, and plenty of services are also there. This is just to give you an idea that different category of services they are going to provide it to you for your own requirement. Right? So that is what. And these services, okay, so why will learn GCP? Some people might be having a doubt. Sir, Google has a very good community support. We've been using the Google products from the last decade, I would say, and it has a very good community support. The best thing about the Google Cloud Platform services is that they provide you the cost-effective services. These services are cost-effective, everyone. The moment you started using the services, you are going to get a benefit of the cost. Okay, so because if you go to the AWS and Azure, why people are choosing the Google Cloud Platform even though the AWS market and Azure market is more? So the question you have to ask this thing to the companies, not to me, but I'll try to answer it for you guys. The question is that Even though AWS is there, Azure is there, and they have a plenty of the market already. And recently, only 3 to 4 years back, only the GCP is started. Why now the companies are utilizing the GCP? Because even though you have AWS and Azure is there, they providing you the same set of services only for your project requirements. But why people are using the GCP? It is because that the cost of the GCP services is comparatively less. Okay, comparatively, these are cost effective solutions that they are providing. So for example, for one configuration VM, the cost around it is $100. Here it could be in the Azure, it could be somewhere around $95. But if you go to GCP, it will be around $85 only, almost 15% of the 15% less cost effective. Cost is less comparatively when you go for AWS and Azure. So that's a reason. And most of the people already know that GCP is from the Google, and we've been using the Google, and these services are trustworthy already. So that's the reason most of the companies are already started using the GCP, because not only it is providing you the wide variety of the services coming up with a very good community support, and it also providing you the services with a cost effective nature. So that's the reason most of the companies are started using the GCP. Even some of the projects, even some of the projects from AWS to some of the data projects, they are migrating the AWS to the GCP also because of the cost. So some of the projects nowadays migrated from the AWS to GCP also, data projects that I have seen personally. Okay, we have seen personally that AWS projects also nowadays they are migrating it to the GCP because of wide varieties of data resources or data services that the GCP is providing you. Different varieties of the data data services that they are providing, which are very useful for the organizations. Okay, and one more thing, these services are flexible and scaling up and down easily as per the demand, and trustworthy and reliability and secure. You have these services secured, and it also providing you the fully managed services and serverless services also. And the interface is very simple and very easy, fast to operate. These services are very fast. So because of these regions, because of these many regions, that the most of the companies have started using the GCP. If you wanted to see the growth rate, if you wanted to see the growth rate, if you look at for the GCP, the growth rate is even more than the AWS and Azure in the last quarter. In the last quarter, the market growth rate for the GCP is more. That what is that means? The companies are started using even more than the AWS and Azure. Companies have started using the GCP even more than AWS and Azure. That's the reason the market growth rate compared to the last to this one is it is increased. So what is that means? You, when the companies are started using the GCP, you will be having plenty of opportunities. You will be having plenty of opportunities. The problem with the GCP nowadays is that you have a plenty of opportunities. There's a very good demand, but there are no skilled professionals available. There are no skilled professionals available. That is nothing but there's no manpower. So that's the reason nowadays people, everyone who wants to join the course, the simple formula I would like to tell you guys. So everyone who wanted to enter into the data engineering field, what they try to do is that, right? Either they go to AWS and Azure and they try to learn this course. This is what they do. They know that so market is very good for AWS and Azure. So let me learn the GC, let me learn this course. For example, assume that there's a one of the guy who attended this course, because they know that these people what they are doing is that they wanted to enter into the data engineering. So what they have done is that as per the market, AWS and Azure is having a very good market. They attend these courses. They attend this course, and once the course is completed, what they have to do? They have to go for the interview for getting the job. Now tell me, the problem is, during the interview or in the interview, these people are competing with whom? These people are competing with whom? They are competing with the skilled professionals. You have to compete with during the in the interview. This is you have to compete with the skilled professionals. Sir, where are these skilled professionals comes? So you are the one who lent the course for AWS and Azure now, but there are people who have lent it already by before 5 6 years. Okay, like you are learning the AWS and Azure now, but people are already lent this course, and they are already worked in that area for like 4 to 5 years, and they wanted to switch the job. And but for you, you are learning the course and you wanted to switch the job. Tell me, when you are competing with the skilled professionals, getting the job is easy or hard? Getting the job is very difficult. Getting the job is very difficult. So this is what happens when you are going for AWS and Azure data engineering, because there are plenty of opportunities. Yes, I agree, because it is having a very good market. I agree that there's a plenty of opportunities, but more than opportunities, there is a 2 to 3 times the skilled professionals are already available. Getting the job becomes very, very difficult. This guy now don't know what to do. Again, he is working in his own area. He cannot enter into the AWS and Azure data engineering. Okay, so now there's a one more guy. So this is one guy. At the same time, when he took the AWS and Azure, this guy has taken the GCP now. Now, how this guy has taken this one? The same guy now took the GCP. Now he completed the course. After that, he go for the interview. Tell me, in the interview, whom he compete with? Tell me, guys, in the interview, whom he compete with? He competes with the person who has lent the course like you. Again, course lent guy only. Because GCP, there are no skilled professionals already, because some people might be having 1 or 2 years of experience, but for 1 or 2 years of experience, they don't come out actually. Because GCP is there just from last 3 years only. No one is there with 3 years of experience. I was the only person having 4+ years of experience in the GCP. It's because that I worked on most of the US projects. But very rarely you see a people who is having the GCP experience. So now when you go for an interview, whom you are competing with? No, you are competing with the persons. In this class we are having almost 15 to 20 people are there. You are competing with each other here. So whoever learns better, they get the job. So it's not like that you're competing with the guy who is already having the current working experience. Okay, so that's the reason that getting the job becomes very easy here. So most of the people who have learned AWS and Azure couldn't able to get the job also. They actually come and attend my course and they get the job easily. They get the job easily. So that's how this is happening for the data engineering, especially at this point of time. I'm talking about a current scenario. At this point of time, Google Cloud Platform has a plenty of opportunities. It's because companies are moving towards the GCP mainly. So that's the reason when you have a plenty of opportunities, very less manpower, people are looking for those people who are having a very good knowledge on the GCP. My course, I am going to talk about each and every topic in a very detail. So that's the reason. So I'll talk about my course curriculum now. So what we are going to cover, why this course helps us getting the job, how this course helps us getting the job, let me gonna talk about. Sir, my course, the course content I have divided into two things. One is cloud basics, GCP cloud basics. And second thing is data engineering tools. Data engineering tools. So I have divided my course content into two topics, two modules you can think of. Cloud basics and data engineering tools. Right? So let me go here and try to help you. So cloud basics, I'm going to start with the cloud platforms and why we need the cloud platform. And next, that is Google Cloud Platform introduction, why will learn GCP, opportunities and certifications. And then GCP interfaces, console, Cloud Shell, Cloud SDK. Console walkthrough, how do we create a free tier account, project setup and enabling. So here in our next sessions, I'm going to tell you how to create a free tier account, guys, which is of 90 days validity, $300 that they are going to give it to you. So this is for free, guys. So whatever the things that we wanted to do it, whether I wanted to create any pipeline, or if you wanted to create any code, any practice things, lab sessions, everything that we are going to do in the Google Cloud Platform only. For doing that, I am going to tell you how to create a free tier account in the GCP. I am going to tell you how to create a free tier account in the GCP. After that, we are going to do the project setup and enabling and disabling the billing. And then GCP locations, regions, zones, selection criteria and importance, IAM and admin, identities, roles, policy, and resource hierarchy. So these are the cloud basics we are going to cover. These basics are very much important for you to comfortably work in the Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so these are the cloud basics. Once the cloud basics are completed, I am going to start with the data engineering tools. So in a very first thing, I would like to cover storage and database services. In the storage and database services, we are going to cover for unstructured data. We have one of the service that is, so the data is categorized into unstructured data, semi-structured data, and structured data. For unstructured data, we are covering the GCS. For semi-structured data, we are covering the big table. For structured OLTP, we have Cloud SQL. For structured OLAP, we have BigQuery. So one, GCS, Bigtable, Cloud SQL, BigQuery. Total 4 services, storage and database services we are covering. Very, very important services. The next thing, coming to the data pipelines. Sir, we can create Spark and Hadoop pipelines with the help of the service called Dataproc. In the Dataproc, we are going to create the Spark and Hadoop pipelines, Beam pipelines in the data flow, code-free pipelines in the data fusion, workflow orchestration tools. We are going to cover Airflow and Composer, and the Lakehouse platform we are covering the Databricks. Okay, so here 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again 5 related to the data pipelines and orchestration. Okay, data pipelines and orchestration, we are going to cover Dataproc, Dataflow, Data Fusion, Databricks, Airflow. And for streaming data, we are covering the PubSub, Cloud Functions, and the complementary, that is Terraform. 1, 2, 3, total 3. And in addition to it, we are also covering the Linux basics. All our data engineers at least have a basics of Linux. We are going to cover Python crash course. We are also covering the Python crash course, which is very helpful for you to get the Python knowledge, because some people may not be having the Python knowledge. We are covering that as well. And the PySpark, we need it, very much important topics, guys. Python, PySpark, and Apache Beam. So these are very much important nowadays for the data engineers. Python, PySpark, and Apache Beam, we are going to cover those things also. Linux basics, Python crash course, PySpark concepts, and Apache Beam concepts also. So that is what is about the course. And let me gonna show you how our course material looks like, and what are the actual topics in each and every what are the actual things that we are going to cover in each and every topic. Let me gonna show you. So this is a course material. I'm going to share this to you guys once you guys have enrolled for the course. So this is course content. You can also double click on it and you will be able to see the course content here. A detailed course content if you wanted to see. I'll show you here. So cloud basics, introduction, interfaces, walkthrough, locations, IM and admin, account creation, install SDK, basic Linux, all the things that we are going to cover. Data engineering tools. What is GCS? Maybe look at here. What is GCS? How do we create a bucket? What are the storage cost? And how do we create the buckets using the, how do we work with the Google Cloud Storage using the Cloud Shell, the commands and everything. And you have an assignment. The next topic, what is Cloud SQL? What is Cloud SQL? How do you work with Cloud SQL? Connecting it to the Cloud SQL from different things. Here we are going to cover database migration process, a project we are going to cover, guys. For that one, we have the phases here and the actual data migration project that we are going to cover here. Okay, and for the sample data and assignment here. BigQuery. What is BigQuery? BigQuery's architecture, BigQuery's limitations, working with BigQuery, different ways of creating the tables in the BigQuery, partitioning and clustering, native tables and external tables. What is partitioning? What is clustering? What is the advantage? Working with arrays, one of the complex topic. What is nested fields and repeated fields? Assignment 1, case study 1, case study 2, BigQuery views. What is a BigQuery view? Materialized view, authorized view. Okay, so every service, every topic that we are covering, we are going to have assignments and case studies and complex topics also. And the next topic, that is Python crash course, as I told you. Chapter 1, data types, strings, operators, numbers and booleans. Chapter 2, list, tuple, dictionary set. Chapter 3, if else statements, for loops and while loops, exceptional handling, file input output operations. Chapter 4, functions and classes. Okay, so you will be having installations, notebooks and practice questions also. And the data proc. Why Hadoop? Why Spark? What is data proc? Spark and PySpark, creating the cluster, lab sessions. These are all Jupyter notebooks, guys. Lab sessions, sample data sets for practice, case study 1. This case study is nothing but one of the project itself, an end-to-end pipeline with a requirement. You can also see project explanation. Assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, end-to-end batch pipeline creation, case study 2. We also have a case study 2 as well. Right? And then data flow. So what is data flow? How it is different from the data proc? Creating a workbench for practice. Spark versus Beam, data proc versus data flow, lab sessions, sample data sets, use case 1, assignment 1, windowing, advanced topic, template method, side inputs, outside outputs, one more advanced topic, end-to-end pipeline. So here we are covering the two method of creating the pipelines, that is scratch, nothing but custom pipelines, as well as template method of pipelines. End-to-end streaming pipeline is also there. And you can also see all our pipelines, maybe in the data proc or data flow, all our pipelines are industry standard. We're not just covering the code. We just wanted to cover everything in an industry standard. See here, data sources, data validation, data transformations, logging and monitoring, error handling, all of these things also we are going to cover. See, in a pipeline, you will be having logging, monitoring, and data validation steps will also be there. And you will be having all the data processing code such as data transformations. So every pipeline will have that. So the same thing goes here also. Validating the data, logging, monitoring the metrics, error handling and everything. So this is an industry standard code that we are talking about. And complex topics also we have covered. PubSub. What is PubSub and what is the advantages of the PubSub and PubSub architecture? Airflow. What is Composer? What is the architecture? What is DAG? Nothing but a airflow, guys. Create DAG, cron job format. How do we create it? Composer environment. Level 1 DAG, level 2 DAG, level 3 DAG. This itself is for one of the project's requirement. Level 1 is one of the project requirement. You also see here architecture is there and the code is there, sample data is also there. Level 2 also. Code is there, sample data and everything. Level 3, level 4, level 5 is an assignment. Implementing CI/CD with help of the Airflow for your knowledge, guys. So this is to give you a knowledge of what is actually CI/CD. How the pipelines are orchestrated with the help of the Airflow, with the help of the GitHub, Cloud Build, Composer. We are going to create or implement a CI/CD end-to-end implement CI/CD. I am going to implement it for your knowledge sake. Okay, so that's also. What is data fusion? End-to-end data pipeline in the data fusion. Cloud functions, use case 1, use case 2. Databricks. What is Databricks? Why data lakehouse platforms and why Databricks? Setting up a Databricks workspace on the GCP. Unity catalog. Why Unity catalog? This is one of the advanced topics. Clusters, different types of clusters and modes of clusters. Notebooks, DB utility commands, delta tables, dataset creation, structured streaming, autoloader, medallion architecture, end-to-end workflow, and you have a repository for this Databricks also. And you have some of the complementary things. End-to-end pipeline project 2. So this is a end-to-end pipeline project 2 for your knowledge. And Terraform, Bigtable, SQL, different versions. These are the, what I call it as complementary topics for you. So these are the things that we are going to cover, guys, and end-to-end things. And after that, for those people who are going for the interviews, we have an interview tab also. We have an interview tab also here, guys. In the interview tab, you have resume templates. If you're going for an interview, you have the resume templates. Interview introductions are some people does not know how to tell the introduction. Some people does not know how to tell what to tell the project explanation. I made it easy for you guys. You can see here project explanation, architecture, project 2 explanation and architecture. Data engineering theoretical questions, SQL coding questions, Python questions, coding questions, PySpark coding questions. Those people who wanted to go for the certification, we have the certification dumps also. Certification dumps also here. So everything in a very, very detailed, because I've been teaching the same thing from the last 1.5 years, GCP data engineering. We have everything streamlined. This is an end-to-end course from the basics to the advanced that we are going to cover all the things with the industry standard code that we are going to develop with all the real-time use cases and case studies only. Okay, so this is how. And coming to the course details. So these course details, you are going to take, this course will take almost 2.5 months, guys. Duration. Daily 1 hour, Monday to Friday, the same timing, guys, 7:30 to 8:30. The same timing, 7:30 to 8:30. And daily live sessions will be there. Add-ons. Video recordings are provided on a daily basis. Comprehensive, whichever I have just shown you, the comprehensive material will be shared to you. Assignments will be provided. In every week, you'll be having assignments, and we are covering the projects and case studies. Interview questions are provided, certification dumps, and resume assistance. So these are the course details. These are the course details. And one more thing. Prerequisite. We are expecting the candidates to come up with a basic knowledge on the SQL. Basics knowledge on the SQL we are expecting. And target audience. Whoever you are, if you wanted to secure a dream job, or if you think that you got stuck in a current role, and if you're looking for a fast growing or high demanding career, and if you are looking for a company switch with a better hike, and if you are a non-IT, whether coming from a non-IT supporting or testing or whatever it is, and whatever the role you are, testing background, mainframes or support or mechanical or production, whoever you are, If you wanted to break into the technology world and wanted to get good job, and this is a course for you guys, because we are going to cover everything from the basic to the advanced so that everyone can able to understand the topics easily. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover, guys. Tell me if anyone have any questions. Please raise your hand if anyone have any questions. Now is the time for you to ask the questions, guys. So far, whatever the things that I have covered is that we have talked about what is data engineering, what is Google Cloud Platform, detailed course curriculum, and course details also we have seen. Any questions, anyone? Please raise your hand, please. If anyone have any questions, please raise your hand. I'll try to answer your questions. Yes, Ria, you have any question? Yes, please. It is already started actually from today itself. You can think of, okay, it is started continuously from for next 2.5 months. Okay, today it is started. You can rough idea 2.5 months. This is uh December 15, 15 somewhere around in Feb, nearly in the Feb. Okay, March, I guess. We are going to cover almost end-to-end pipelines, so we don't call it as a projects, right? So we are so a project is different, and a data engineer activity is different. Okay, so our idea is that we should be working on a multiple projects, nothing but multiple pipelines, right? So for each use case, see one pipeline here, assignment maybe you can see one more pipeline here, end-to-end batch pipeline here, and case study one more pipeline here. So our main agenda is that creating our activity is not to create the projects, right? In the company, we don't create the projects. For a project requirement, how do we create the pipeline? So those pipelines we are going to create almost 10 plus industry standard pipelines we are covering. 10 plus, I would say. Okay, 10 case studies, 10 use cases we are going to cover. Yes. Streaming. Mhm. Fine. That's fine. So if you have a basic knowledge on the SQL, this is that's totally okay, guys. That you can able to easily learn the course. Basic knowledge on the SQL. If you don't have a knowledge on the data engineering, anything also, if you travel with me for next 2.5 months, you will be able to learn all of these things. Okay. Yes. That possible, guys. See, there are people who come from a networking background, they got the job. They don't. Networking guy does not have a sorry, does not have a knowledge in the data engineering, still they are getting the job. Production guy, there are 2 to 3 production, nothing but mechanical also. I have seen mechanical people also coming, and they are able to get into that. There were plenty of testing people. Sir, I am testing or support. These people are, sir, I was working in a testing and supporting roles. I do not know data engineering at all. Sir, can I be able to? Plenty of the people are already placed in that area. Okay, so don't worry about that. Yes. 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 Kabuta. Pierre Kabuta. I'm not sure. How do I call your name? Yes, please. Yes, please. There are, I told you, right? There are many services that we are focusing on, right? So this is GCS, Bigtable, Cloud SQL, BigQuery, Dataproc, Dataflow, Data Fusion, and Databricks, right? So Dataproc, Dataflow, Data Fusion, Databricks, and Composer, and PubSub and Cloud Functions. So these are the services that we are covering in the Google Cloud Platform, right? Databricks, that is also we're covering. Yes, yes, it is popular nowadays. Yes, I'm actually working at Databricks. I'm a contractor. Yes, yes. Any other questions, anyone? That's not required. Okay, so a Snowflake or a BigQuery, those are you can similar types of tools. If you know, in Google Cloud Platform, we our main agenda is that we wanted to become a GCP data engineer. So whatever the service that we wanted to learn is related to the GCP only mainly. So that's how we are going to become. So because for a GCP data engineer, you have a plenty of opportunities. Our main agenda is to get the GCP data engineer role, right? Yeah. Yes. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, so our main agenda is that to get the GCP data engineering role, guys. GCP data role. For that one, all the GCP data engineering tools we are going to cover, which are required for us to learn. Almost all the services I am covering related to the GCP data engineering. Okay, so once you learn this course, you can prepare your resume, you can go for interview, you can crack the interview. So this is what is an idea. And one more thing, once you got the job also, you can able to work comfortably. Our main agenda is not to get the job, because getting the job is very easy with the course. Getting the job is very easy, but you need to comfortably work in the company. For that one, we had made sure that we are adding a plenty of pipelines and plenty of activities and assignments and case studies and projects, so that people during the course itself they get benefit of all the activities, and they can able to comfortably learn the topics, and they can able to comfortably work in the company. So that's the main idea. So that's the reason we are making sure that everything is as per the company requirements and use cases only we have mentioned. When it comes to the batch pipelines or streaming pipelines, or when it comes to the data activities and performance optimization activities, many things that we are going to cover. Okay, which are as per the current trend only. Okay, yeah. So if anyone have any questions, you can ask me, guys. Otherwise, what we are going to do tomorrow is our next demo. Today we have completed our demo 1. Tomorrow is our second demo. Please attend the demo session. If you have any questions, you can ask me. So once the demo is completed, from the Monday onwards, only for the enrolled people. For Monday onwards, the course will only be for the enrolled people. So you can ask for the admin to get the details. Okay, so this is all about. So now, to give you a high level idea of the course again one more time, guys. So the course timings are 7:30 to 8:30 every day, the same time. Okay, 7:30 to 8:30, and monday to friday Monday to Friday will be there. And recordings are provided. If you miss one of the session, people are providing you the recordings. And one more thing, material is provided. A comprehensive material is also provided. Okay, so all of these details. For those people who wanted to know about the fee, please connect with an admin and they will help you on the fee. Okay, please connect with an admin. They will help you how to what is the amount of fee, how to complete the registration. Also, you can connect with an admin. Okay, so this is all about the course, guys. Okay, so I think they might have pasted here in that. Kalyan, can you paste here the contact details? Guys, so you might have seen people will be actually, sorry, already there in the, I think in the chart you can able to see. And how do you enroll for the course? And Okay, guys. You will be getting the call from the admin again one more time, and please enroll for the course. And we will be having a demo session too tomorrow at the same time. And please attend the session. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me now. Otherwise, we can wind up the session for today. Thank you, guys. Any questions? Yes, yes, please. So, no, no, that is not a part of the Tableau is different. That's more of a visualization tool. We are more of a data engineering. Okay, we are more of a data engineer. We get a plenty of opportunities compared to the Tableau engineer. Okay, don't worry about it. Tableau is one of the simple topic to learn. If you sit for like 5 days, if you go to the YouTube also you can able to learn it. But data engineering is vast, plenty of opportunities. A large door you are opening for the opportunities. Getting the job with this course is even more easier than Tableau. Okay, so that's what focus on where plenty of opportunities are more. Tableau is there, but that is one of the topic in the data engineering only. Okay, but that's a visualization topic. Those will have a less opportunities because always in a project, if you look at it, if a 10 engineers, 10 developers are in the project, out of them, 5 people are data engineers only. So you will be having plenty of topics. If in the data project 10 people are there, only one visualization team will be there. Only one person will be there for the visualization. So we focus on this one, so that we can get the job more, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you all. Have a great day. We will meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you, guys. And tomorrow is our second demo. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.